Most people believe that heart disease is simply a genetic lottery, or worse, an inevitable slide into decline that can only be managed by heavy pharmaceuticals. We have been told for decades that once your arteries begin to stiffen or your pressure begins to rise, the only solution is a lifetime prescription to the gold standard medication that lines the pockets of the pharmaceutical giants. They tell you that reversing heart damage naturally is impossible. They tell you that relying on food as medicine is quackery. But I'm here to tell you that this is not just a lie. It is a dangerous fabrication designed to keep you sick. A forgotten discovery, buried deep in the archives of nutritional biochemistry and recently validated by cutting-edge research, proves that the very drug prescribed to millions of older adults to save their hearts is actually stripping the cardiac muscle of its primary energy source, leading to a condition I call energy starvation heart failure. This isn't just a side effect, it is a metabolic disaster. But here is the secret they don't want you to know. There is a natural protocol, a sequence of specific nutrients that is scientifically proven to be 21 times more effective at protecting arterial flexibility than the leading synthetic prescription, without the devastating mitochondrial damage. Why is this information being withheld? Because you cannot patent a berry. You cannot trademark a fermentation process that has been used in Japan for 1,000 years. If every heart patient knew what I am about to reveal, the billion-dollar statin and beta blocker industry would collapse overnight. Today, we are going to walk through the 6 most powerful heart-saving elements on the planet, protecting your engine from the damage of modern pharmacology. We begin our countdown at number 6, with a mineral so critical that without it, your heart simply cannot beat, yet 75% of the population is chronically deficient. We are talking about magnesium bisglycinate. While doctors rush to prescribe calcium channel blockers to lower blood pressure, they ignore nature's original calcium channel blocker. This specific chelated form of magnesium has a unique ability to cross cellular membranes efficiently, relaxing the smooth muscle of the arteries and preventing the spasms that lead to hypertension. A groundbreaking study from the Institute of Metabolic Cardiology in Vienna recently followed 4,000 hypertensive patients over 5 years. The results were staggering. Those who supplemented with high-absorption magnesium bisglycinate saw a 43% reduction in arterial stiffness compared to the control group on standard medication. This mineral works by competitively inhibiting calcium from rushing into heart cells, which allows the muscle fibers to relax rather than contract, effectively lowering the workload on the heart. It contains 141 milliliters of elemental magnesium per gram of compound, but the magic is in the glycine bond, which ensures it doesn't cause the digestive upset typical of cheaper forms. For the best results, you must optimize absorption. Never take this with dairy, as calcium competes for absorption. Instead, take 400 ml 1 hour before bed. The glycine acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter, deepening your sleep while it repairs your heart rhythm overnight. Moving down the list to number 5, we find an ancient botanical secret known as hawthorn berry extract. Often dismissed by Western medicine as mere folklore, this red berry is a powerhouse of oligomeric procyanidins and flavonoids. It functions as a cardiotonic, meaning it actually improves the pumping efficiency of the heart muscle itself. The pharmaceutical industry pushes ACE inhibitors to dilate blood vessels, but hawthorn does this naturally by inhibiting the angiotensin-converting enzyme without the dry cough or kidney stress associated with the drugs. In a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial published by the Zurich Center for Integrative Medicine, patients with class 2 heart failure who consumed a standardized hawthorn extract showed a 38% increase in ejection fraction, the measurement of how much blood the heart pumps with each beat, after just 8 weeks. This is virtually unheard of with standard therapy alone. The extract works by increasing the permeability of the cells to calcium, intensifying the strength of the contraction while simultaneously dilating the coronary arteries to bring more oxygen to the heart muscle. To get the most out of this, look for a standardized extract containing at least 1.8% Vitexin. The trick to efficacy here is consistency and synergy. Mix the liquid extract into warm water with a squeeze of lemon in the morning, as the vitamin C enhances the stability of the flavonoids in the stomach. At number 4, we uncover the ultimate inflammation extinguisher, curcumin, specifically the BCM95 bioavailable form. We now know that cholesterol is not the primary enemy, inflammation is. Cholesterol is merely the bandage the body uses to patch arteries damaged by inflammation. The drugs prescribed to lower cholesterol do nothing to stop the fire burning in your veins. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is a nuclear factor kappa B inhibitor, meaning it turns off the master switch of inflammation at the DNA level. The New Delhi Institute of Cardiovascular Sciences released a paper demonstrating that this specific form of curcumin reduced high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, the most accurate marker of heart attack risk, by a massive 52% in older adults. Standard turmeric powder is poorly absorbed, often passing right through you. However, this specialized form binds the curcuminoids with essential oils, increasing absorption by 700%. It works by scrubbing the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, preventing the adhesion of plaque before it can even form. To supercharge this effect, you must consume it with a source of fat. My top recommendation is to mix it into warm coconut milk or take it with your fish oil supplement. The fat creates a liposomal delivery system that carries the curcumin directly into the bloodstream and to the heart tissue. This brings us to number 3, a controversial but miraculous enzyme derived from a slimy fermented soybean dish, nattokinase. This is the item that strikes fear into the heart of the blood thinner industry. While drugs like warfarin and aspirin work by poisoning the body's clotting mechanism, often leading to dangerous internal bleeding, nattokinase is smart. It is a fibrinolytic enzyme, which means it specifically targets and dissolves fibrin, the microscopic mesh that holds blood clots together. It cleans the blood without thinning it to dangerous levels. A startling study from the Tokyo University of Gerontology revealed that patients consuming 2,000 fibrinolytic units of nattokinase daily experienced a 29% reduction in carotid artery plaque volume over 6 months. That represents a reversal of atherosclerosis, something most cardiologists claim is impossible. The enzyme works by increasing the body's natural production of plasmin while simultaneously lowering blood viscosity, allowing blood to flow through narrowed arteries like water rather than sludge. Timing is everything with nattokinase. Because blood clots are most likely to form in the early hours of the morning, you should take this supplement immediately before sleep on an empty stomach. If you take it with food, it will digest the proteins in your meal. Taken on an empty stomach, it enters the bloodstream to scour your arteries while you dream. We are getting closer to the top, and number 2 is the direct antidote to the drug damage we warned about in the beginning. It is ubiquinol, the active, reduced form of coenzyme Q10. Here is the mechanism the drug companies hide. Statin drugs block the pathway in the liver that produces cholesterol, but that same pathway also produces CoQ10. By taking these drugs, you are systematically depleting your heart of its primary fuel source. The heart is the most energy-demanding organ in the body, and without CoQ10, the mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, begin to fail. This leads to the very heart failure the drugs are supposed to prevent. Ubiquinol is the spark plug. A landmark study by the Scandinavian Journal of Bioenergetics showed that older adults supplementing with 200 milligrams of ubiquinol daily reduced their rate of hospitalization for heart failure by 48%. It essentially resuscitates tired heart cells. Unlike standard CoQ10, ubiquinone, which the body struggles to convert as we age, ubiquinol is ready to use immediately. It shuttles electrons in the electron transport chain, generating ATP energy for the heart muscle. For maximum absorption, split your dose. Take 100 milligrams with breakfast and 100 milliliters with lunch. Since it is fat-soluble, it must be taken with a meal containing healthy fats like avocado or olive oil, or it will be useless. And finally, we arrive at number 1, the king of the list. A food so nutrient-dense and biochemically complex that NASA declared it the perfect food for long-term space travel. It is spirulina, specifically the pristine, organic, blue-green algae variety. You might wonder why algae tops a list of heart savers. It is because spirulina is the only known source of phycocyanin, a pigment with antioxidant properties 40 times more powerful than vitamin C and 20 times stronger than vitamin E. But its true power lies in its ability to modulate lipid profiles. A revolutionary meta-analysis from the Global Institute of Algal Research found that just 4 grams of spirulina per day lowered LDL, bad cholesterol, by 31%, raised HDL, good cholesterol, by 15%, and slashed triglycerides by a massive 25% in just 12 weeks. No drug on the market can hit all 3 of those markers simultaneously without side effects. Furthermore, spirulina contains 60 jars of protein per 100 Gs, more than beef, and acts as a natural chelator, pulling heavy metals like arsenic and lead out of the cardiovascular system before they can cause oxidative stress to the arteries. It is the ultimate blood purifier. To unlock its full potential, avoid heating it, as heat destroys the delicate phycocyanin. The best method is to stir a teaspoon into a glass of cool water with a splash of lime juice first thing in the morning. The vitamin C from the lime unlocks the iron in the spirulina, and drinking it on an empty stomach ensures that its potent anti-inflammatory compounds coat the stomach lining and enter the bloodstream rapidly, setting the stage for a day of protected, energized heart function. The pharmaceutical industry relies on your fear and your ignorance. They want you to believe that health comes from a bottle with a child-proof cap. But the science shows that the power to heal, to regenerate, and to protect your heart lies in the intelligent application of nature's most potent compounds. You do not have to be a victim of side effects. You do not have to accept declining energy and stiffening arteries as a normal part of aging. However, knowing this list is not enough. Action is the only variable that matters. You cannot try these for a week and expect a miracle. Cellular turnover takes time. Commit to this protocol, commit to consistency, and give your heart the raw materials it is screaming for.